Okay. You know who I want to be the actor for Major Kusanagi?
Huh.
Jackie Chan. That's a good Asian pick.
uh, God, I wonder what sort of controversy that would kick up.
I mean, if she can be white, she can be male as well, right?
So where are we off to now, Wilbur?
So that's us done with the DLCs.
Yeah.
We set out. Well, we did what we set out to do, which was obtain the crowns in
Right.
each of the kingdoms. And all that's left is the main game.
How much of the main game is left?
Well, we need to complete this Covenant's quest line with Gandalf here.
Right.
And then after that, then it's the optional bosses like Vendrick and the Ancient Dragon, and then it's the bosses in the final area. And we're just gonna be doing the Covenant stuff in this episode, and then everything else will be in the last episode, 35. 37.
35? Wait.
35.
We're already
Well,
on
long
episode
overtime,
36. How is 35 the last one? Are we time
Well,
traveling?
maybe psychologically I wanted to have 35 episodes and then have episode 35 be 2 hours long, but that was not in my control.
Are we actually just warping through alternate realities where there were only 35 episodes of Dark Souls 2?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, I shifted into this reality from a reality where there was only 35 episodes of Dark Souls 2.
it's unfortunate to be you then.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. We'll have to wait an extra bit of time to play Shark Attack.
Wait, have you mentioned that before during a video?
No.
Okay, yeah.
There's
I wouldn't reveal too much of Shark Attack
no,
before we started.
just that it's a shitty furry game.
No, come on, you haven't played it. You don't know how. Well, maybe.
I'm making a guess based on the trailer. It does not look fantastic.
A trailer that involves John St. John, like, how could that be terrible?
Oh yeah, because it's not. Everybody knows Duke Nukem Forever was the best game ever made.
Well, yeah. It took 12 years to make. Therefore, it's good.
Oh god. Can you imagine the furor that would happen if Half-Life 3 came out and it was like Duke Nukem Forever?
It doesn't have to be. Like, it can just release and people will get angry.
I mean, yes, but if it winded up being like an insultingly bad game on top of that.
Well, I don't know. Valve have a pretty good reputation, so that's kind of hard to imagine.
Which, again, would make it even worse.
I guess. Well, yeah, obviously, like, I don't know. There's bound to be some Valve defenders after that still.
Oh, of course. There could be people like, oh no, Half-Life 3 was the greatest game ever made. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, yeah, I've given Valve all of my money. Therefore, like,
It
we
must
have a
be good.
relationship here.
It's just
Yeah, it must be. I've spent so much money.
And-
It should be good.
so much money and time. I have so much investment in this game series. It has to be good because otherwise my identity is being called into question.
Yeah. Oh, it's those tree guys from before.
Ah,
So this is what I was talking about, where they recycled those.
why are we blue?
Because I don't know if we've like entered some sort of void expanse or something. Because I don't know if this is actually real or not.
Right. So we went through that like shadow portal thing.
Yeah, we went through a portal, and
And
I don't
now-
exactly know where it leads to.
Yeah, now we're just kind of somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. So a portal opens in the 3 locations where Gandalf
Oh, God.
is. And each of them leads to a different area. So
How much health these guys have?
a lot.
Like 3,000 health for normal enemies. Like, God.
Bosses in DS1 had that amount of health.
Yeah. This is stupid.
And in each of the areas, we need to light each of these. I don't know what the fuck they are, like goblets.
It looks like a
very big goblets.
brazier.
Brazier, yeah. So we're doing that. I'm not sure why, because like this is a covenant that's related to, you know, the abyss and darkness or whatever.
Yeah.
But like we're doing the opposite of what you'd think that they want, which was light the area.
So they're trying to spread the abyss?
Yeah, that's what I thought that they're supposed to do. But I don't know.
Who knows? With Dark Souls, like, motivations can be completely counterintuitive.
That's true. Just look at the player character. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do.
Look at all of these deaths.
Yeah.
Is there a bottomless pit somewhere around here?
Probably.
Oh, God.
So, some of these enemies, it's very weird. Some of them do, some of them don't resemble invaders.
Yeah.
Like, I think we just killed, like, a mirror image of the Nameless Usurper. Anyway, that's how we exit the area. Falling.
So, all we needed to do was light that, like, and then
leave.
bail?
Yeah, basically. And we do that 2 more times.
Great.
And then the first time you do it, you level up in the Covenant. And then the third time you do it, you level up in the Covenant. And then you fight the boss, and then that's when you level up for the final time.
Huh. Interesting.
And the boss that associated with this Covenant, like, it's probably one of the better... Well, sorry, definitely one of the better bosses in this game. It's very unconventional.
So is this a boss that you can only fight through doing, like, this Covenant thing?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
So you have to do quite a lot.
Yeah, there isn't anything like that in the first game, is there?
I don't think so, because, like, there's a lot of... Well, a lot of the bosses in DS1 are related to the plot.
Yeah.
Of what there is of it, but this Covenant that we're doing, that's like almost unrelated to the plot. So
just kind of there.
Yeah, it is actually just there. And the boss might seem like, hey, this is quite an important thing, you know. You'd think that they have some sort of bearing on, you know, how the world has changed, stuff like that, but apparently not. You can just skip it entirely.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, there we go.
Anyway, I can't enter this portal because one of the NPCs invaded me.
Yeah. That wildland. It
does not work in the logic of the fog gates.
Yeah, wildland child. Get down here, wildland child.
I think it's like Victor or something.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to search him out?
We're gonna have to find him and destroy him.
That's awful.
Yeah. And guess what? The party is still going on in this cave because there's still giants there. Oh, by the way, that last giant that you fought earlier, that was not the last giant.
Of course not.
That was a lie.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, I don't know. I think it's supposed to surprise you or something. That, oh no, the giants are still around or something.
Oh, woodland child, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, woodland child to Victor.
Whatever.
Oh, Victor looks weird when it's spelled with a C. It should be a K.
I've never had that issue. I guess.
Well, it's the same with me. Well, actually, it's the opposite. Because, like, when I see Jacob spelled with a K, I'm like, that's wrong.
I don't know. I see Victor associated with C more often around here.
Well, when I see K instead of C, that's more related to, like, foreign countries, and Victor is more of a foreign name, you know. I see Russians use the letter K more often than the letter C.
Probably.
So that's why I think so. Anyway, now that that's dealt with, we can finally
Get our way back there.
avoid all of these wall masters.
Yeah. Just blast our way through everything. Come on. There we go. Let's go. Let's
press
go.
A.
There we go. Ugh. Bleh. Bleh.
Still not explained how Gandalf, is present in certain areas.
He can just teleport. He's got dark powers. Whatever.
Probably. So that water is just leaking out of the ceiling.
Yeah, where's that waterfall coming from?
I have no idea.
It's just a random waterfall from nowhere.
Well, I think there's a waterfall in the lower floor, and then they just place it in the wrong area or something. Anyway, this guy. Okay, this guy's AI is completely fucked. Because you'll see it later, but
so he's
what seems to be the case. As soon as you land a hit on him, he evades no matter what. Even during attacks, even during what probably he should have 0 stamina for. You see, I tap him and then he evades backwards, even when he's attacking. So I don't know what the fuck is up with this guy.
Oh jeez. So he's another Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
With a Jason hockey mask, apparently.
Well, that's what the Turtle Knights have. He has the full set.
All right. Can we actually get their armor?
Yeah. You can find them in the Forest of Fallen Giants if you have the patience. A special thing with them is their torso armor, they're immune to backstabs.
Oh, we have to give him another one.
You have to, give up another human effigy to enter the area again. So I hope you saved up on these.
Yeah, I guess so. Jeez, bleh.
Don't worry. Once you've completely fulfilled this covenant, you can go in the portals for free.
That's useful.
Yeah. Because you still have some purpose to go back here after you've done everything for some reason.
Oh, do you?
You don't.
No, of course. Okay.
Unless you want to farm these guys. The enemies here drop bonfire aesthetics quite frequently. But then again, find them quite commonly anyway.
So anyway, what are your opinions on the live action Ghost in the Shell movie?
I've never watched Ghost in the Shell, so I don't have that much sentiment towards it, so I don't really care.
Right. Oh god.
And I think the movie will be terrible, much like a lot of adaptations.
I don't know, the quote unquote adaptation, I guess, of All You Need Is Kill was pretty well regarded, despite the fact that it was a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, it's for people who both either or like and slash dislike Tom Cruise because he's in the movie. So if you like him, there you go. But if you don't like him, you gotta see him die multiple times.
Does he actually? Does he get killed off multiple times in that movie?
Well, yeah, that's what the movie's all about. It's him dying.
Oh yeah, that is how it went in the manga, isn't it?
Yeah, it's it plays out like a video game. He retains his memories from his.
Yeah, he dies. He dies every time.
Throughout
and then comes
the day.
Back to.
Yeah, he dies and then he basically comes. He travels back in time to the beginning of the day, and then he retains his memories from before he died.
Right, I thought for some reason I was thinking it was him. I thought it was him trying to save the lady who kept dying, and then every time she died, he would go back.
That's probably one of the ways he dies is trying to save her.
I don't know. It's been a year since I read that, so I might be misremembering.
Well, it is an adaptation, so
there's
changed
that
a
too.
few things.
like the fact that they cast Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise wasn't in the manga, or light novel or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
the light novel or the manga, as it happens.
Oh.
It was originally a light novel, and then it was adapted as a manga, I believe, and then they had the Hollywood pick it up and turn it into Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, like they skipped anime
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah, kind of. And then the funny thing is that there was a reprint of either the light novel or the manga or both, I think, which was renamed to Edge of Tomorrow following the release of the movie. Like,
okay. Well, maybe people didn't know that was based on that.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like, hey,
I don't know.
Hey, Tom Cruise was on this project.
Yeah.
We need to make it obvious that, this is the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, so I never actually watched the movie, but I did like.
Neither have I.
I did like All You Need Is Kill. So I guess it's fair enough that the movie is well received. Like it apparently wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, apparently it didn't do very well.
No, but that's.
Which is a shame because it's one of the more inventive Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing entirely. Like, it does kind of raise the question of the kind of disconnect between like manga and Western culture. Because you would think that something like Edge of Tomorrow, where it's basically like Space Troopers Groundhog Day, like you would think that would sell to like a Western audience, but
yeah, and it has Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but apparently not. Like, that's strange.
Maybe it was the name. Maybe people don't like the name Edge of Tomorrow, and they would rather have Live, Die, Repeat.
Maybe. It's less subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, if they had kept All You Need Is Kill, then everyone would
prefer All You Need Is Kill. That sounds awesome.
Well, I feel like everyone in the general public would have just been hilariously confused. Like, what does that name mean?
It should have been called All You Need Is Cruise. That's probably gonna get a lot more ticket sales. But I like Ghost in the Shell from what I've seen so far. Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I've only actually watched the first two movies of it. I have Standalone Complex. I have the manga, but I haven't watched that or read that. So I've only currently seen the first two movies, but they were pretty good. The first one is, of course, a classic like anime movie.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And the funny thing is that the second one uses like CGI. So.
Oh wait, entirely?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't think it's fully CGI. I think like a lot of the environments are CGI, but the characters are still.
It would make sense to use it for like vehicles and stuff.
Well, like the actual locations are rendered in like CGI though, or at least some of them.
Oh, okay. Wait, like the backgrounds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird, and of course, being the fact that it's like it was made in the late '90s or something, that means it doesn't particularly look fantastic anymore.
CGI from back then.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Reboot.
Yeah. It's still a pretty good-looking movie, but it doesn't look nearly as good as the first one did, which is hilarious.
Of course, because 2D age way better than 3D.
Yeah. Which is true for video games as well, as it happens.
Yeah, look at fucking Castlevania on the PS1. Like, that's just eternal. And then look at every other game on the PS1. It looks like shit.
Mega Man X. Those are good-looking games. Like, even today.
Yeah. People use pixel art to this day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes they overuse it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's so common.
Oh god, look at this guy. Again. But yeah, so... I mean, obviously people should be well aware by now that I'm a fan of cyberpunk, and
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell is one of the things that kind of solidified cyberpunk's popularity in Japanese culture. Because it was one of the...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Masamune Shiro... Is it Masamune? I think it's Masamune.
Wait, what? Masamune?
I think... Or Masamune or whatever.
Well, Masamune, I don't know if that's like a surname. When I hear Masamune, I think of like the famous sword.
Yeah, the swordsman. Yeah, I know, yeah. But I believe that's his actual name.
Oh, okay, that's
like
kind of cool.
Shiro Masamune or something like that. He's the author of Ghost in the Shell and Appleseed and a bunch of other like kind of seminal cyberpunk manga. And he's kind of the guy like alongside Akira. He's like the other guy who really kind of popularized cyberpunk in manga and anime.
Yeah.
Because he does it really well. Like, so, I'm actually I do need to like get around to actually reading Ghost in the Shell because I did like the films.
Well,
and
if you like those, I have a recommendation.
Huh.
Go watch Psycho-Pass.
Oh yeah, I have that actually. Yeah. I have not watched it.
Psycho-Pass is good.
Yeah, I've heard only good things about Psycho-Pass.
Psycho-Pass 2 is skippable.
Oh really? That's unfortunate.
Yes, it's not well received.
That's a shame.
Well, I mean, if you want more Psycho-Pass, then yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's only 13 episodes.
Yeah. I have both of them, so But yeah, I've only heard good things about Psycho-Pass, so that is another one that I'm kind of looking forward to. What are we doing with these guys?
I'm trying to not die.
We're not doing a very good job.
Well. Anyway, do you think they're gonna botch this Ghost in the Shell movie?
I hope they won't, but at the same time, like, there's a very real danger of it. And then of course there's always the ever eternal fact that even if the movie's good, like, it just might not sell to people, and then like
Ghost in the Shell is not a marketable name.
I don't know about that necessarily.
I meant to people who aren't aware of that. I'm talking about like the actual name.
Yeah, it's like it's a very weird one because, like, personally, I think that the name itself, I find to be fascinating, and I think it exactly. It's very well explanatory of like the actual themes that the subject matter tackles. Like, Ghost in the Shell is a very good exemplification of what actually kind of happens within the narrative of all of the films and the anime and the manga, blah blah blah. And I find it to be a very striking name itself, and so like that's kind of why I was initially kind of interested in it in the first place. And then when I heard that, of course, it's apparently very good, that was just like, oh, okay, this is worth checking out now. But there's still there is that disconnect between kind of Western audiences and Eastern kind of culture.
Why is Scarlett Johansson's hair purple?
Well, they have to have something that resembles the original character.
But it's weird. My American brain can't handle this.
It is very disappointing how American audiences seem highly intolerant of things that aren't incredibly American all the time. Not to put too fine a point on it, but like the fact that there's a very real chance that Trump could win the presidency this year, like,
Yeah, it's like no longer a joke. Like, holy shit, that can actually happen.
and it's
When
terrifying.
are they gonna do the next presidency thing?
What do you mean?
Is it this year? Like when are the elections gonna happen?
Yeah, the election's this year.
This year? Oh god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's in a couple months. Like, it's what 3 months from now.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Trump wins, then we're basically screwed. like,
Ugh.
I don't want to turn this into Dark Souls Politics Edition, but
I don't give a fuck if it does. We already talked about the EU referendum.
Boris Johnson. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been paying too much attention. I know what he do.
He so of course in the whole lead up to Brexit, Boris Johnson was like building himself up as the new leader of the Tory party. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna bring independent UK to greatness kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now in the wake of the UK deciding to leave the EU, Boris Johnson has said, "Oh, I'm not the leader you guys need. I'm not gonna.
I'm the leader you deserve."
No, he's just like I can't do this, so I'm not going to. He's like, make somebody else do it now. And
Okay, yeah.
And it's just like, great, thanks, Boris Johnson. You're actually American.
You're our only option.
You're actually British Trump, and with all of the awfulness that implies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's never-ending amount of hilarity to me that he has, because like all of his career ambitions for the past couple of years have been like getting into power, like becoming like prime minister and everything, and now that there's a very real chance that he could be, but it's because the UK left the EU. He's like, oh no, I can't do this anymore.
Can we come back to the EU and then we can redo this? Like,
yeah. But yeah, like if Trump, like, goddamn, like on top of the fact that Trump would just be an even worse president than George W. Bush was, because he's even more clueless than George W. Bush was. There's also just the fact that like Trump instigates the very worst out of like conservative America, because I don't know how much people have actually been like paying attention to kind of national news or anything, but
I don't pay attention to any news.
Well, I'm not talking about you specifically here, but just like there's been a lot of news in the past couple weeks, in particular, especially following the Orlando massacre, which was a hate crime aimed at gay people, and so in the wake of that, there's been a lot of violence against Muslims in America, like. Because there's always been a little undercurrent of Islamophobia in America.
Not lately?
Well, just like for as long as I can remember, because the whole September 11th attacks was like kind of that was a turning point that triggered a huge wave of Islamophobia, because it was like, oh, the terrorists are coming to destroy us. When, I mean, in reality, terrorism in the U.S. is generally brought more by U.S. citizens than immigrants, but
true.
You know, whatever. But yeah, there's been a lot of stories lately about like, you know, just Muslim people. Just oh hello.
It's Dark Electric. Someone's been playing Diablo.
Yeah, really. This is actually just like one of the angels from Diablo 3.
It is.
Like literally. Great.
Almost exactly.
Great. That's beautiful. But yeah, there's just been a lot of incidents of like Muslim people trying to practice their religion like any normal religious person does, and they like get attacked when they're like leaving the mosques and stuff. They just get like beaten up by white guys who are shouting like Muslim slurs at them.
America.
Yeah, and it's been happening more and more frequently lately. And there's been like a huge wave of just like white supremacy as well. Cause I don't know. Again, it was another kind of like national story of a protest that happened in California, I think, maybe. Don't remember, but there was a protest. There was a bunch of anti-fascists who were there, and then a bunch of white supremacists showed up, and
Battle of the Five Armies.
Yeah, they apparently brought a whole bunch of knives and stuff to the demonstration. They were like, yeah, let's get into a fight with all of these anti-fascists who admittedly apparently also had like bats and stuff with them. So
okay, so both were prepared.
Yeah, it was.
Both were expecting it.
It was not a clean encounter either way, but what ended up happening is that like 6 or 7 people ended up getting stabbed and hospitalized. The majority of them stabbed by white supremacists, who then, in the wake of that, celebrated their great victory for white supremacy. So it's just been a very terrifying time to be in America in general, and I feel like it's only going to get worse with Trump continuing to be Trump.
And sometimes I'm like grateful that I'm not white.
I know, right?
Even though I act like it.
Oh God, it's like there was a news story just the other day where which I kind of brought up. Jesse Williams, an actor on Grey's Anatomy, won a BET award or something.
Right.
Whatever that, I don't actually know.
Yeah, I don't know what that award is.
He won an award for something, and he gave a speech on it, which was...
Well, I mean, awards are meaningless, but go on.
Oh, yeah. He gave a speech when he accepted the award, which was talking about, like, police brutality against minorities in America, because...
Is that the right time to do that?
Well, yes. Like, there's never a right or wrong time, which is why it's a conversation that we need to have, because there we go.
Oh yeah, take a look at this.
Bam.
That animation plays. Fuck you. You're dead anyway.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Did you see that pose? He was dead, and then he's back and kills you. You have to redo the boss again.
Fantastic.
Anyway, go on.
It's a conversation that we need to have, because it's a very real problem that police can get away with basically just murdering black kids for no reason, like in America.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you've got like center stage, I mean, you might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah, and so yeah, he gave a speech like trying to address like how many black kids just like get straight up murdered, and the police never get held accountable for it. And in the wake of this, someone apparently decided that his speech was racist against white people, which is...
I see.
Yeah, which is...
No, I can never understand that, because, well, first off, we don't get a lot of police brutality in the UK, because I've only ever met, like, 2 black people in my life.
And also, you don't have police officers who are armed with guns.
Yeah, we have batons, and that's okay. Or batons, however you want to pronounce it.
It's baton here in the U.S.
Oh.
But yeah, it's America is very depressing sometimes.
Oh, well... We're done with this coven now.
Yeah, something that's significantly less depressing is the fact that we're going to fight the last bosses in the game, right?
Yeah, next episode. Because that's all what we have left to do.
Deep dark.
The late game bosses.
There's a deep dark inside of us. It's the...
Yeah.
Is it the Abyss, or is it, in fact, Climax? Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's
Climax. Next episode is the climax.
fantastic.